morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday's Commute podcast via dark video. For those of you who are new to the channel, every Friday I drive to work, I throw my phone in my cup holder, I hit record, and I yip yap. Some people enjoy it, some people think it's stupid, but I guess it's up to you guys, right? Your choice. In today's version, well, I'm actually, you probably can't see anyway because it's so damn dark, but as always, this is a podcast on YouTube, so if you're watching for the video, this is not exciting, obviously. If you're watching for the audio, this is perfect. So, but, you know, minus the car noise, which it is what it is, so nothing I can do there. It's actually much earlier than usual, and I'm not in my work clothes because I could not sleep, so I decided to leave even earlier. Right now it's 4:30 a.m., so I'm heading out to work, and I'm going to get in a quick workout at my work gym before work. They open at 5:30. It's about an hour to get to work, so I'll get a workout in, and then I'll do my typical yield max holdings video, and then I'll start work. Obviously I'll shower in between, and then I work out at lunch too, so it's a two a day, and then I probably have to go to practice tonight, so it's a long day, but it's not really about today. Today's video is about yesterday, and you know, the overall, everyone's reaction to it and how I feel about it. Has it changed my mindset about these funds? You know, what the hell's going on? Or is this like never going to happen? Are we never going to retire? Are these funds useless? I mean, you would think so with the comments I'm getting. But obviously, after a day like yesterday, for the people who hate these funds, they're going to go up here and, you know, get right at it, right? They're going to attack us right in the forefront. God, you know, we told you guys this is stupid, NAV erosion. You guys are really just, you know, averaging down to garbage to lose all of your money. I mean, who has the time, honestly, to just sit there and do that? Like, just because I don't believe in any other fund, number one, I'm not going to watch the video. Number two, definitely not going to spend time writing a comment. So, I don't know. That just tells me too many people have way too much time on their hands. But at the same time, I do appreciate the conversation, because obviously, you know, life is not sunshine and rainbows, you know, so people are going to disagree with you. And rightfully so. This is a high risk, you know, high yield, high risk journey. And this is not normal. You know, yielding 40, 50%, that's not normal. So there's a lot that comes with it. So I'm going to try to unpack that during my commute this morning, and how I think the recovery will go. If there is a recovery, right? Or is 11 the new price? What's going to happen? So let's talk about it. So for the 100th, millionth, bajillionth time, it depends on the underlying stock. So what do we think about Tesla? What will happen with Tesla? If Tesla's done and Tesla's just going to tank into nothing, then we are going down with it. There's nothing we can do about it except earn a little options premium all the way down to zero. So we will actually beat out Tesla in that case. But we will lose all of our capital. So if that happens, yes, we're done. We're screwed. It's over. Move on. I lost my money, and I have to work till I'm old, fart, and, you know, barely walking and gray as hell or bald. But do we think Tesla's gonna, you know, do what they do what they always do, and just go up, you know, surprise the world, and just, you know, outperform everybody? So I'm not really, I've always kind of liked Tesla. I've never really invested in them outside of my 401k, so I haven't followed them as much. Obviously, I'm following them much more since I'm a TSLY holder, because their future, affects my future. So, and what do I see? I mean, number one, in real life, I see Teslas everywhere. Everywhere. Just around near me, where I live. All over the place. And maybe it's because they're affordable now, or maybe it's because, people just love Teslas. Either way, I don't care. Whatever it is, people love them. To me, the cars, well, most of the cars, the way they look, I always just love the look. They just look like futuristic cars. Some of them are really ugly. Just the way they're shaped. Some of them are shaped like an egg. Like, what the hell is that? If I'm going to get a Tesla, it's going to be better looking than that. And honestly, I hate to say this, but that Cybertruck, the version I saw at least, looked pretty ugly. Maybe we'll get used to it. Maybe that's a cool looking truck in the end. But my first thought was like, ugly. But again, it's going to be one of a kind, and it'll hopefully sell. But we'll see. Again, I don't buy Teslas, so I hope I see them on the road. I hope I see them during my hour commute. If I see 10 Cybertrucks in December of this year, I'll be very, very happy. Again, their launch date is November 30th of this year, which was delayed many, many times. If it gets delayed again, God help us. You know what's going to happen from there. But yeah, that's something that's coming along the way. But what else? Tesla, their batteries. There's a whole bunch of other crap going on, which I can't really, again, in time I will certainly learn more about Tesla so I can speak to it better. But some type of electric charger or some crap like that. And I don't know. Elon's been working on some other stuff to produce additional income. So in Elon we trust, right? If you invest in Tesla, you're investing in Elon Musk. The guy obviously knows his shit. He's a genius. So let's go, Elon, let's go. So anyway, if Tesla does recover, and I don't know what you guys consider a recovery, but let's just say 300, right? Just because it moves up to $300 doesn't mean TSLY moves up the same percentage. And I think we all know that by now, so that's not news. It all depends on how it gets there. So even how it gets to, if it gets to 270 again, how does it get there? And it also depends on the fund managers. What are their covered calls? Like how much out of the money are they? I've been tracking that daily. And as you can see, they're never that far out of the money. I really, really hope they revisit that. I gotta turn on the damn seat 1 second. I really hope they revisit that. They say 5 to 15% out of the money. That's the calls that they sell, and they have been 5% or under. Right now they're higher because Tesla took a shit. So I don't really think they're selling calls out of the money because of them. It's because of the price of Tesla going down. It's just where they're priced. But I really hope the fund managers, I hope they listen to my podcast, yeah, right? But no, for real, I hope, knowing that it tanks so much and knowing that it will likely recover, I hope they look more towards the 10 to 15% range of, calls, the strike price. For those of you who know, that means basically choosing a strike price for the weekly call, which is 10 to 15% greater than the current price. Right now, they're doing 5% or lower because, obviously that brings in more premium, but they think it's just continuing to go down, right? selling calls is a bearish play. But if you sell higher out of the money, obviously you're a little more bullish. So I don't know what the fund manager's plan is, as Tesla hopefully begins its recovery at some point. I'm not saying it begins today. Obviously, I think after hours yesterday, we were still down in the red. So I'm expecting a red day today, and guess what that means? I'm going to buy more Tesla because I'm an idiot. And I'm averaging down. I mean, there is an end at some point, and I'm gonna seriously just say, that's it. I'm done. I'm diversifying into everything else, but I just can't pass this up. This is like, I'm gonna look back and be like, oh my God, it was at 11. Obviously, I think it'll go back to 12 and maybe 13 pretty fast. 12 definitely, 13 I don't know, but to the point of that, how can it recover, right? So I'm working on a spreadsheet. I know, another boring ass spreadsheet, and I'm gonna try to map out on a weekly basis, the movement based on the movement of Tesla, how much TSLY can recover depending on their percent out of the money calls. Because again, I was just doing it this morning before I left, and I used a 5% number, and it was not good. The recovery to 300, this includes days at 10% gains. Weeks with 10% gains. It's not good, So they gotta reconsider. I'll take less premium to recoup my capital. Maybe that's not how they think. You know what I mean? And they probably don't think that way. Their goal is to produce income. That's their first goal, based on their prospectus. So their goal is not to gain, get capital gains. Of course. It is raining, guys. Shocker. For those of you that have been watching my Friday commutes, it rains about 95% of the time. Just like how Tesla's been going down about 95% of the time since we bought Tesla. Our odds are just wonderful. But yeah, it's probably not going to be a quick recovery. We're probably going to be in this, unfortunately, $12 range maybe for a little bit. And if it does recover, again, we don't want a fast recovery. We want a slow recovery. We want, best case scenario, 2 to 3% a week, because they're not selling calls under 2 to 3%. The money, they're typically at that range. So if Tesla goes up 5% a week, 10% a week, then yeah, we're screwed, because it's gonna go up, it's gonna recover, and we're not gonna keep up with it, and then it's gonna tank again, and then we're just gonna get bombarded, blasted again. So we need a strategy here, and we need to be smart about this. Oh yeah, as always, not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is fun and entertainment, if you consider this fun. So yeah, let's put the wipers on a little more. So the recovery, again, it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's going to be a little bumpy. Tesla can go up to 300. We'll still be at 13. That's certainly, possible, very possible. Because, again, the way they sell calls, they sell them very, a low percentage out of the money. So it's just going to be tough. It's really going to be tough. But again, my goal was to stay flat, capital flat. But if if Tesla keeps getting hammered like this, capital flat is not possible. So again, I guess, I need to understand earnings, the history of the Tesla price after earnings. Road closed ahead. Oh my God. Fucking detour. I swear to God. You can't win. Every Friday, man. Detour. Do they think no one has to drive to work at 4:30 in the morning, right? All right, let's see what road is closed. Hopefully not mine. But yeah, so the recovery of Tesla, which again, we're all in this because we think Tesla's the best. Tesla rules. Tesla's gonna go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x from here, right? That's what we all think. That's what we all hope. Oh my God, what a freaking disaster. Hopefully I can make a right and go to work. If I have to turn around, I'm gonna be pissed. Alright, I can make a right, thank God. I'm sure you see all the lights. But, never understand road work during commute hours. Although maybe you don't consider 4:30 commute hours, but I don't know. 4:45 now. But yeah, so yesterday sucked, for real. It sucked. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little more painful than I had imagined. But it's because of the underlying stock. It's not because of the fund. These funds, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And guess what, by the way? When I was running the numbers, which you'll see in my video later today, there were more shares sold yesterday. The sell-off happened in Tesla, but it did not happen in TSLY. Obviously, that doesn't matter for the TSLY price, but it's good for the fund. The only way this fund is ever going to fail is if the fund managers quit, the company just gives up, or people just lose interest in it, right? And it's not worth their time. But people keep buying into TSLY. Yesterday, many more people bought than sold. So that's great for the fund. But when that payout comes, everyone's gonna, they're gonna take it, and it's gonna drop by the same price for everyone, no matter how many were in the fund before or after. It's all about who buys before ex-dividend date. But anyway, the interest of the fund is still there, so nothing is going to change with the fund. The only thing that really I hope changes is how they, like I said before, how they work the covered call strategy. Like when Tesla tanks to the bottom of which, where's the bottom? I have no idea. Someone says 200, someone says 180, which, they're making me cry even more and more. Hopefully we're pretty close to the bottom. But wherever that is, I hope they consider, okay, let's earn a little less premium on the way up, but let's do it 10%. Or why don't we split it out? Let's do 1/3 of the contracts, 5% out of the money. Another third, 10%. Another third, 15%. They're not going to do 15%, but you know that. Do I hope they would? Yeah, why not? Why not do 15% out of the money on the Friday before, and if by Wednesday, the stock didn't go up at all, you can roll it down, right? This guy cannot drive in front of me. Oh my God. That's the problem about leaving for work early. You're not only dealing with deer, you're dealing with a bunch of idiots on the road. So, hopefully there's not too many more, but we'll see. I'm going on the main road now. I'm going on the main road sooner than I usually do, only because the deer festival on the side roads is not exciting. And also, I couldn't go the other way anyway because the road was closed. But yeah, so it's going to be a little more noisy right now. So yeah, the recovery could happen. It could happen very slow. It could happen very, very, very slow. Again, it all depends on how the fund managers play this out, and mainly it depends on Tesla. What is Tesla? What is going to happen with Tesla? Are they going to be the leader? They're 50%. They run 50% of the EV market, right? Is that going to stay that way, or is it going to go gradually down? Someone's mentioned on, was it CNBC or something, that they have a competitor now that's decent. I forget the name of it, but again, hopefully Tesla's like, kind of like Apple. It brings out the best than others, the competition in others, but it's still Apple, right? People are still buying an Apple iPhone. Yeah, the Google phone, the Droid, whatever the hell it is, there's great phones out there. There's really great phones, but when it comes to an iPhone, like, once you buy one, it's like you don't stop. You stay with the product, because that product, it's just so user friendly, so easy to use. Like, even the old ass people can use them. They are using them. So I hope Tesla does get to that point where, obviously they have self-driving eventually at some point, but I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. But outside of that, just like their products in general, and it could be cars, it could be something else. I don't know. They just seem to make a good product. They seem to have, the guy, freaking Elon, just in general, he's a genius, right? So, again, in Elon we trust. So I guess that's enough about the recovery. So what's the future hold for me? What's the future hold for us? What's the future hold? What should we do, really? Well, I think I'm going to close out this week. Like, if today's another red day, then I have no choice. I'm going to deplete whatever funds I have left, and I'm going to buy Tesla. And that's it. And that way I don't look back and say I should have bought it. Because, this is a week that you will not see again. A 10, 15% drop or whatever it is in 1 week. I mean, that's massive. There's going to be a recovery at some point. Maybe it'll drop again next week. So maybe I'm stupid in buying so early. Because a lot of people are saying they're waiting. But again, I've been buying, like yesterday, I bought 10 shares 5 times throughout the day. So I added 50 more shares to my portfolio. And today, I don't have enough probably for 50 more shares, but I'm going to buy, if it dips, I'll buy probably 20 to 30 more at most. And yeah, I'll be very, very heavily allocated into Tesla, as always. But again, this is going to change at some point. It's going to be my breadwinner. It's going to bring, at this point, hopefully it'll bring me the, $1,000 a month, solid. The amount of shares that I will have at the end of this. And again, it's going to need a slight recovery in order to do that, because someone asked me this yesterday, which I'll bring up. How does TSLY price correlate to the distribution yield? So if you think about, in the beginning, right? How did TSLY support a 75% yield? I mean, I can tell you how. It's because TSLY at the time was priced so high, $20, $18, right? So they're using that much money per share. This brain's getting annoying. To sell options. And then by the time, the payout happened, was announced, right? The price dropped. So they take that latest distribution, which was using a higher TSLY price. Again, they're selling options based on a fund amount of 18 or 20, say. But then by the time they pay it out, the fund amount is, $14, $15. So if you take that latest distribution, you times it by 12 and divide it by the lower price, that yield is going to look pretty high. And guess what's going to happen this month, or next month, I should say? The same thing. Because TSLY was around, 14 range, right? 13, high 13s. And now it's down to 11. So they've been winning every single week in, selling calls. So the November payment is probably going to reflect a higher yield. That, as of right now, that I'm pretty confident on. Right now, the yield is going up now because the TSLY price is going down. So if you look at the website, I think Tesla's yield is what, 53% now. So wait till we get paid next month. You know, again, we'll see what we get paid out. Again, they won pretty much every move they made. The only thing that's not looking good is the synthetic, and I can talk about that in a second. But yeah, so the yield, as long as, to me, obviously the yield on cost is what matters. I don't care about the current yield unless my average is at the current price or more, right? My yield on cost is what matters, because that's what I'm getting paid, because, if you take the amount of shares I have, I need the distribution to be a specific amount for me to live off of. But at some point, we have to stop having to dollar cost average down. At some point, that has to happen. And it's going to happen when Tesla is able to recover. So, but right now, again, these funds the funds look bad because the underlying has been so bad. I know YieldMax, their funds, I mean, the only way people look at YieldMax is Tesla. So if Tesla's doing shitty, they think YieldMax is a failing fund. But it's not their fault. Obviously some things, sure, they could be their fault, but I mean, Tesla goes down, Tesla has to go down. They're mimicking the downward movement. So it is what it is. So back to the synthetic. So they have a synthetic long, which is a buy call and a sell put, both of which is a bullish play. So whatever strike price they choose to be the synthetic, and the expiration, they want the Tesla price to hit that price or above, because they'll make money. They'll make money on the buy call, and guess what? That sell put, it'll expire worthless, and they can sell another one. So what's happening now is not that. So Tesla price, I don't even know anymore. What is it, 221, something like that? And the synthetic is 270. I mean, 1 month away. Let's be realistic here. They're not hitting that. They're not hitting 270 in 1 month. And guess what? If they do, we're screwed anyway, because we can't keep up with that appreciation. Not with how we sell calls. So at this point, they're not hitting it. We don't want it to hit it. So let's just move on with that. So what's the strategy from here? What are they going to do with the synthetic? As you know, if you follow my daily videos, I'm tracking what they should do or what it would look like. I did adjust it today, or this morning, before I got in the car. And because I was picturing, okay, a 6 month out, same strike, 270 strike, 6 months out. But I think what they need to do is move up the strike and move up the expiration. The synthetic long on the prospectus says it's going to be 6 months to 1 year out. And I chose a 10 month, they didn't have a 9 month. So I chose a 10 month expiration with I believe a 280 strike. And in doing so, we can make money on that transaction instead of losing money. If they choose to just push out the expiration and keep the strike at 270, we will pay money. We will lose money on the synthetic. We do not want that to happen. I don't. Maybe they do, I don't know. But where's that money going to come from? Our options premium for that month? Are they really going to let a month of options premium go to 0 or go to 10 cents or whatever? I doubt it. So to me, the synthetic, I'm going to treat this, in my eyes, it's like a bonus. It's how the company did for the year or for the half a year, right? Because if the company did good, right, meaning we hit 270 or Tesla hit 270 or hit 280, then guess what? the money made on that synthetic could be a bonus for that month, like a bonus payout. I assume so. Again, I don't know. I don't think they hold the money that they earn from the synthetic. Again, they're earning money from selling the put. The buy call costs them money, but the sell put, typically they make more money on that than the buy call. So we have another credit, to be made outside of the already credits we're getting from the selling calls. Typically, or at least based when I've been doing the spreadsheets, I haven't covered that because that hasn't happened. These synthetic longs are pushed out, but it's coming up, so we get to see it in action. We get to see what happens, and I'm telling you, they're going to have to push this baby out and up. So 280 in 10 months, can they do that? I don't know. What's the forecast, right? What's the forecast for Tesla? They were pretty damn close to 280 not that long ago, and here we are at 220. So again, these synthetic, I really hope they don't lose money on it, but at some point, again, this is a bullish play. This is the risk with options, right? If Tesla goes down and down and down and down and down, we're going to lose money on this synthetic, like bad. But so if you don't believe in Tesla, it's not good. If you believe in Tesla, then really this synthetic, there's nothing to worry about. But the reason I'm just talking about it is because we care about every single transaction. We care about what they're doing, right? We need to understand the fund, how it works, and how is it worth our money? Is it worth our time? Again, I'm not some TSLY lover. I'm not some yield max lover. I got nothing to do with them. I'm a money lover, right? So if they start, making stupid mistakes week after week, month after month, then yeah, I'll sell. I don't care. I'll take the loss and I'll move on. But I like what they're doing. I like their strategy. I really do. I know it looks horrible now, and I look like I'm wasting money, but Tesla's just tanking. So the strategy doesn't work well in a declining environment. It works well in a slightly declining environment and a flat environment and a slightly bullish environment. But in a market that just goes down, obviously it's not good. You're losing money. You're losing a lot of money. And I would not continue to invest in it if I did not believe in it. But to each their own, right? To each their own. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's times like this where I can remind you for the 100th time, don't be dumb like me. Don't throw all your eggs in one basket. Again, when I say all my eggs in one basket, I'm just talking about my taxable brokerage, because I'm getting way too heavy on Tesla, way too heavy, and I'm not helping that matter right now. But an opportunity like this, I have to get in. But when Tesla is slowly recovering, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave my shares alone. And as I earn monthly income, as I make additional deposits to my brokerage, I'm going to buy other things. And that was always the plan. However, unfortunately, Tesla started out as a large position, again, because I did not listen to my own self, and I bought too much at once. And then after that, Tesla just continued to go down. So here I am averaging down, right? I think if I'm going to give a number of a drop, dead, stop, no more, I think it's going to be 2,000 shares, right? I'm at 1,650. I think when I hit the number 2,000, that's it. I'm just going to let it ride, no matter what happens, I'm going to let it ride. Unless, until I'm out, I gotta get more allocation into the other funds. And when I say other funds, I'm not just talking about yield max funds, but I do like, a lot of their other funds, like think about Apple, you think about Microsoft. These are companies that it's not common that they would tank 10% one day. They could, but it's not common. Again, Tesla has a lot of haters. They have a lot of lovers, but they definitely have a lot of haters. So bad news. There's so many bad articles. I just got an alert this morning, about Tesla, just Yahoo Finance. I'm like, oh my God. It's like they're just hammering away. Beat the guy while he's down, right? Okay, whatever, let them do that. But my point was with the other funds, these are more stable funds. You may not be getting a high yield as compared to, TSLY, but the damage that could be done is much less. And obviously, you're seeing that now. But the other funds I speak of, like SPY, it just looks so much better. More and more I think about it, right? Or even SFOLs. SFOLs just Mr. Consistency. Solid funds. And these, if you talked to me a year ago, I was like, these are high risk. I ain't buying these. And now these are the safe funds. Because again, I changed my mentality of income now. So yeah, my strategy, it's the same. It is the same. It's always, been the same since I started. I'm not going to let a bad earnings, push me away. I understand the pain, and people are selling out either because they can't handle it or they think it's just going to continue to go down. But again, I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to time the market. I'm buying. Either I buy or I don't buy. That's my move. I'm not playing the sell game, right? Because the plan is buy and hold. Get paid, buy more. Get paid, buy more. Get paid, buy more. One thing we know, we'll always get paid. It's just the how much, right? So when I make that point, the stop, if I hit 2,000 shares or if I get, to the point of where I'm not buying more, then guess what? Hopefully the capital, the average price per share is within a good range of TSLY. If not, again, I hope, and historical data is not helping this, but I hope TSLY's price recovers. I don't care how long, I just hope it recovers in general. When I say recovers, I'll be happy with 15. Because again, if it's at 15, guess what? I'm going to be yielding 50%. I'm going to be making 50% dividends annually. And that's all I want. That's all I want, baby. Just give me that 50%. If I'm slightly averaged, above, okay, 40%. I could take that, right? But if it just keeps going down, again, my yield on cost is just going to get lower and lower and lower, defeating the purpose of what we're doing here. So, and another thing, another negative comment, which this part actually, I can't argue it now. Think about it. These dividends, again, not tax advice either, but these distributions, since they're being paid from options, premium, these are taxed as normal, regular income. So everything you're earning, you're getting taxed on, right? So we are getting taxed at the end of this year for losing money, right? Say we made $4,000 in distributions from TSLY and we lost $6,000 in capital. We just paid $4,000 tax income to lose money. So what's the strategy there, right? I'm no tax guy. I'm not even close. But that's actually a question for people. What are you guys doing with that? Are you just going to pay the taxes, or are you going to take a loss of $4,000? Or is that something you can't do? I don't even know. Because I don't play that game. I don't plan on playing that game. But yeah, it kind of hurts to owe all that money and be down, right? Because it's kind of it defeats the purpose. again, we want our portfolios to be flat or have a gain. We don't want it to be down 15%, right? 20% or whatever. We don't want that to happen. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Think about it. You're paying taxes on distributions, assuming you have this in a taxable brokerage, of course. But you're losing money. So, it's an interesting concept. Obviously, the same goes with dividend stocks. The dividend stock can go down, and you could be getting paid a dividend, so you're paying taxes on dividends, but you're losing money. And the other thing, like, even if you say you sell TSLY, and you take a loss to offset the distribution, is that loss going to be netted against the capital gains tax and not the regular income tax? Because then you're really screwed, because that's a big gap there, right? So, I don't know. That's just been something I've been thinking about after the torturous red blood 2 months we've been having. Like, I am over it all. Honestly, I'm over it. I don't care about buying opportunities. I'm just over it. Let's move up. Let's move flat. Let's stay flat or move up. Pick one. But something's got to give. But yeah, I'm almost at work, kind of, sort of, maybe. Almost, no, I don't know. But like I said, today, all this is not financial advice, okay? Do what you want, all right? It's your money, your choice. Don't listen to the TSLY lovers. Don't listen to the TSLY haters. Don't listen to people on CNBC. Listen to yourself. No one cares about your money more than you. So, this strategy may or may not be for you. You have to have, the stomach for this. Because losing 10% in a day, that's freaking awful, right? That's terrible. But, I went over this in my video yesterday, which I did, it's called, like, When It Rains It Pours. It's kind of like a therapist video for all the TSLY holders. But I did a look at TSLY, right? Because TSLY, as you know, oh my God, they were getting hammered. Do you know why, though? Because Netflix got hammered. And guess what happened? Netflix had good earnings. So, and when Netflix has good earnings, Netflix goes up. And when Netflix goes up, TSLY goes up. I think TSLY went up, I don't even know, like almost 10% yesterday. So that kind of helped, like, the torture of yield max. However, I'm not evenly allocated. If I was evenly allocating the two, what's going on with TSLY wouldn't even hurt me. Like, I wouldn't even, wouldn't even be a thing. But then again, I can't make such good content about, what we're going through, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people are heavily allocated in TSLY, so they're probably in the same boat. But my point of TSLY is it can recover. So it's gonna happen. It's just when, right now it's not a good time. It's just not. And you could say buying opportunity all you want. You could say dollar cost average all you want, but it's still painful. It's still losing money, and it still does make you question the strategy, which you always should. You should not always just assume it's going to work out. You should always question the strategy. Again, that's why I'm following these funds. Well, only TSLY, obviously. I'm following every day's transaction, and I'm calculating how much premium we're earning, and what calls they're doing. And so I'm making sure I like the calls they're doing. I'm making sure we're going to get paid the right premium, things like that. Based on, again, my knowledge and my spreadsheets. I could be completely wrong. Who the hell knows? I could miss one number on a formula, screw up the whole thing. But, I'm doing my best to make sure that, me, myself, and you guys do understand the fund. So, I do appreciate the love for those videos. And as long as I get that love, guess what? I'm going to keep making the content. Because, by the way, it's challenging. I'm not going to lie, making that content every day. Because those intraday trades, they come out sometimes they come out at 5, sometimes they come out at 6, sometimes 7. But I don't have time at night. My life is just chaos. So, but I don't have time in the morning either, really. So I have to get it done at night. So as soon as that intraday information comes out, I got to start plugging away, getting ready for tomorrow's video. And I don't even have all the information for tomorrow's video, because I also need the outstanding shares, to do the work. So it does, take time, and it's not easy. But the only thing keeping me going, outside of the minimal YouTube ad income, is the views and the likes. I mean, they're getting higher and higher, and it's awesome to see. And it's like a return customer, right? I have like my loyal customer base, and I love it. And I get, sometimes I get the same comments with the same people, but I love it. It's just awesome. And that being said, I mentioned like yesterday, clicking like. I hate saying that, by the way. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. Like, every time I listen to a YouTube channel, that's all you hear. Smash the like button. Oh my God. Like, I get it. Believe me, I do get it now. They want, because I think YouTube, they show videos based on the like button. I'm sure there's other crap that I don't even know, because I don't know anything really. I don't know enough about YouTube, because I never really got to this point. I probably should know a little more, but all I'm going to say is, if you click the like button, it does help, like, the channel's video get produced a little more, come up in people's searches, or pop up. They have this algorithm that it does. The comments also matter, I believe, but the like button, I think, is what matters, right? And the dislike button, I think, screws you up too. So I get a lot of dislikes on some of my shorts. But yeah. So for those of you that are still watching this or listening to this video, you are probably one of those people that are committed to my channel. And just, I guess, consider that if you want to. I know you're driving, so wait till you stop driving, and then click that like button. You don't have to click it on this video. No one likes these videos. There's very few people that like these podcast videos. But there's just enough for me to keep doing it. I'm in the car anyway. Why not? I'm just talking about the TSLY Holdings video. So if you guys can, I'm gonna try to beat. I'm gonna have a little competition, and I'll try to always beat the prior day's video, and we'll see how that goes. I know it's more work for the viewers, because they have to click a button, but why not, right? I'm not saying smash that like button. I'm not doing it. I'll just say click the like button. All right? Pretty lame, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm actually almost at work. I almost am doing a whole entire commute video. So for those of you, I'm at like 48 minutes now. If you're still driving, that means you have just as long as the commute as me. And I feel sorry for you. And if you are still driving and listening to this, why do you commute? Like, why commute that far? Is it worth it to you? Like, does your job pay you that much, or do you find it peaceful to drive, in the car? To me, it's a love-hate thing. I mean, I work from home a lot, so I feel like driving into the office is borderline useless. So, but company policy requires you to be in the office a certain amount of days, blah, 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 blah. However, without commuting, I can't make this video, right? Without commuting, I can't listen to other people's videos. And that's when I learned. When I was commuting 5 days a week, that's when I was learning about investing. I had so many, all I listened to was podcasts and YouTube videos about investing, nonstop. You know, I listened to Financial Freedom, this guy, Jeremy. It was perfect. Like, he started out, he reminded me of me. He just talked about, you know, basic crap. And he was kind of loopy like me, right? He's not normal. So it's good to, you know, have like real people. Now I think he's pretty huge. And then I was, you know, listening to some other people. But the problem with dividend investing, which is what I'm into, is it's not an exciting topic. Let's be real. So the people that you typically get that talk about it, oh my God, it's kind of what you would expect. You know, it's kind of like, you know, the little nerds that sit in the front of the class, the big glasses. That's what you would expect. And it's funny because I think someone in my Discord said this is not what I pictured, you know, when they saw me in, I guess, a video. But I'm assuming he pictured someone with gigantic glasses that weighs 90 pounds, and I don't know. But yeah, that's not me. I'm just a normal dude who works his ass off and goes to the gym. Well, used to be every day. Now it's, you know, when I can. Which is when I go to work, which is another reason I go to work, by the way, the gym. And which is when I'm, you know, home on the weekend and I have breathing time. If my son doesn't have sports, because I'm coaching basically all his sports too. So it's not easy. When they say dad bod, I always said lame excuse, but I get it now. I get it. I get the whole dad bod thing. It's very, very possible. With one kid, I didn't get it. With two kids, oh yeah. Dad bod is very possible. It's a thing. It's true. It's damn true. You know, back to wrestling slogans, which, you know, most of my shorts, here's the deer. What's up, deer? Stay there. Most of my shorts have wrestling songs, which people probably don't even know. But I'm sure there's a lot of wrestling people out there who do appreciate it. Yesterday's I used Brock Lesnar. But anyway, I keep rambling because I'm almost at work and I might as well just do my first full commute podcast. Which means I started this basically from home and I'm going to end it when I pull into the parking lot. So, and I'm about to pull in the parking lot. The gym opens in 5 minutes, so I guess I have time to upload this baby. And people can watch it even earlier. You know, if you commute early, maybe you're dying to listen to this video for your commute. Again, I highly doubt it. There's very few select people who watch this, I'm sure. But anyway, let's pull up. Okay. So yeah, we made it to work. Talking about TSLY, talking about Tesla, talking about losing money, talking about getting yelled at by comments. But yeah, if you guys made it this long, man, you guys are the best subscribers ever. 54 minutes it took me to get to work. That's actually not that terrible. Well, plus a minute. I would say I was a minute in the car before I turned it on. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get a workout in. I gotta post this video, then get a workout in. But as always, thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you later.